To learn more about Next Level Sound's online music production courses, please visit nextlevelsound.com.
Right. So, one of the things that we've been doing here at Test Kitchen for the last 5 years is testing new technology, new plugins, new things, anything that we're interested in. We don't test every single thing that comes out. We actually have to be somehow excited about it on some organic level. But we get lots of suggestions from people in our community who say, like, you got to try this, it's amazing, or they're marketing this like crazy to me, let's try it. So we try things and we compare. And then one of the best things that we use to compare things is this blind test plugin here from Hofa, the 4U Plus blind test. And so what this does is it allows us to take two things, roll the dice and scramble them, and then you make decisions with your ears and not with your eyes. We've had so many blind test shootouts over the last 5 years, and it's always made fools out of all of us, in myself included. So many surprises, so many smart people, so many people betting their last bottom dollar that Bitcoin that something is right, and then they're surprised and they're wrong. And that includes me so many times that I actually got over the embarrassment because it happened so many times. It's refreshing and humbling. So today in Test Kitchen and Next Level Sound, we are going to A/B test two console emulation plugins of the same varietal. And, console color in our school is a very, very big deal. I know a lot of the times people say, I can't hear the difference. There was a time that I couldn't hear the difference. And I remember being in studios in the 90s where senior engineers would come in and they'd say like, oh, I got a mix on this Neve, this model Neve, I don't like this one. I like this model SSL, I don't like this one. I like this model SSL at this studio particularly. I don't like them generally. And I sometimes thought it was just a whole lot of, esoterica and just sort of being able to brag that you mixed on fancy consoles and the rest of it. But that was wrong. And the fact is, once you get a sonic understanding and nomenclature or whatever for different sounds of different consoles and their qualities, you can tell what a SSL is and what a vintage Neve is and what a modern Neve is and what an API is and what a Harrison is. And they do have their sonic footprints and their personalities and their textures, and different consoles can work for different things. So a very popular console for music production for decades now is the SSL from England. And they have a bunch of different consoles and models. And the 4000E was a very, very popular model, as was the G. And so I always describe an SSL emulation as sort of a polite British crunch and brightness with a very dynamic but tight low end. It isn't just clean or neutral. It has a little bit of shiny saturation in the high end and the mids, but it has a very dynamic but tight, not flabby low end or whatever. So it makes it really good for pop music because it has a shiny pop thing. And it also makes it really good for dance music that's poppy because the low end drives really well. And it sounds good on everything. It kind of does. Within the spectrum of console colors, I think it tends to be on the shiny and bassy side, and that works for lots of styles of music, hip hop and R&B too, but it also works for lots of like radio pop stuff and poppy rock stuff. So with that introduction said, this is like a super famous piece of equipment here. And so lots of boutique plugin companies go to emulate this because it's so famous, not just for the EQs and the compression and the filters and stuff, but just for the circuitry and running your signal through it imparts that kind of sonic footprint that makes it sound expensive and like a record or something. Now, I know that there are people in our school that love this particular emulation from Brainworx, but I'll show the UAD one. And this is UAD's version of the same thing. And they had like a legacy one, and then they kind of resampled it and remodeled it. And this is the newer, fancier, more high-res one. And, you know, there's a couple little superstitious things that some people do when they run it through just for console color. Some people, it defaults with this dynamics button in, which enables the dynamic circuitry. Some people turn this off. I've done that. I've turned it in. It's pretty subtle. We're already dealing with a subtle thing. I'll leave it just stock for now. And then I'm going to go up here, and this one is also just stock. I just want you on the first pass to pick which one you like better. So that's all you have to do is pick the one you like better. So I'll roll the dice once, and I'll roll the dice again. I'll do it 3 times, and I'll roll the dice again. So now we don't know which one is which, and it's just 1 or 2. Tell me if you like 1 or 2 better. And it's completely subjective, you know? You don't have to justify your love. Just whichever one sounds better to you. Okay, enough torture. I like 1. I kept liking 1, and I thought that 1. I thought one was maybe like a little the low end. First of all, before we get into all that, I thought did they sound the same or did they sound different? Were they identical, or was there a perceptible difference? They were different. 2 sounds more like an API. Interesting. Okay, now we're getting into consoles. How many people liked 1? I liked 1. Kevin was 1. Marius, are you still 2? Okay, Scott, if you had to choose, we won't hold you to it. You're 2. Okay, 2. Alex. 1, yeah, 1 seemed brighter to me too. Let's go to 2. Okay, Hector. Eric, how are you? Do you have a Hector's 2. We're okay. I'm glad we all agree. They are ganging up on us. It's okay. We'll fight back. All right. Let's drum roll, please. And the winners are ooh. Okay. It's never, I know. It's interesting. First of all, I like our honesty. I think this game only works if you're just honest about what you like on a given day. That's the only way it works. And 2, I like that the group, and this is a group of super advanced, smart people, was kind of split. So that to me means that they were both really good. Because we've done these blind A/B testing before, where the winner was crazy obvious and everybody liked the one thing over the other thing. But the fact that it's split means to me that they're both good and it could be subjective. Yeah, I think they're both good, and I think they both sound SSL E, for lack of a better word. So anyway, very interesting. Thank you all for participating in this.
To learn more about Next Level Sound's online music production courses, please visit nextlevelsound.com.